Welcome back to my corner. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, I know I haven't posted in a week now. It's not really normal for me to not post at least like once a week, but I'm deciding to once again, like I said, lots of things are happening in my life right now and I'm kind of crazy, kind of busy, kind of hectic. So that's why I choose not to go with my frequent uploading schedule. Hopefully when things do calm down in my life, I can go back to posting at least 2 times a week. So thank you to all the new subscribers that have joined my account and have watched my videos. Definitely has something to do with the news that I never announced at the time when my friends announced it, but basically me and my friends Lacey and Jessica from Peacelovebooksxo and Lacey from Laceybooklovers and we are hosting a historical romance readathon, and it's taking place, I believe, from March 16th to March 21st, 2020. So if you guys do want to join, definitely come and join us. We have a whole bingo sheet set up where you get to pick your TBR to match the sheet so then you can win bingo. There's not really a prize. I mean, the prize is that you completed reading a lot of historical romances. I know for a fact that I wanted to do this challenge because I have a ton of historical romances, but I just never had the time to go through it, never had the motivation to read it. And I guess this readathon will definitely be a push for all of us who do enjoy historical romances to read more historical romances. So definitely come join us. Definitely watch the videos that Lacey and Jessica has posted. I'll leave them in the links below. And now let's move on to why we're here. I keep collecting my mail, but over the past 2 weeks, I received a lot of packages from a lot of publishers. And also I think I bought quite a few packages myself, and I'm really excited to show you. I keep looking back at them like they're gonna disappear. They're not. And we are in my corner where I kind of have a shelf of Harlequin romances, and then I have my props I use for my Instagram photos, and I'm basically just sitting on the floor right now. So you'll just see some flowers and some weird shit in the corner, but just ignore it. So let's just ignore my ghetto situation going on right now. So let's start off with one of the packages that I'm really excited to unbox. It is from Chapters Indigo. This was a pre-order that I purchased maybe a month ago in January when they had their 30% off sale off romance, and I was just super excited to grab this copy because it is Chasing Cassandra by Lisa Kleypas, and this is the latest novel from Lisa, and I love Lisa's historical romance novels. It's been a long time since I've read one from her, and she has published this whole entire series so far since I read her last one, but I just never gotten around to it. And my friends Lacey and Jessica has read this already, or at least I know Jessica did, so hopefully she enjoyed it because I purchased it, and I'm planning to maybe read this during the readathon. This is the step back, and I love step backs because they're gorgeous. I love the blue of this. This is really pretty, so hopefully I will enjoy this a lot. So the next package that I have here to show you is actually from Booksharks, and Booksharks is kind of a publicity bookstagram account where you get to sign up for these pop-ups where you get to showcase a book on your Instagram page. So they select people that they think are appropriate and have appropriate audiences, and I was lucky enough to be selected for a middle grade novel called Fly Back Agnes by Elizabeth Atkinson, and I am diving into the world of middle grade novels this year. I am fully embracing it. I'm buying a lot of middle grade novels from the thrift shop because I don't want to spend too much money on a genre that I'm kind of still unsure about, but I'm excited to read about this one. I read the synopsis. The synopsis was kind of a little bit dark because it's about a girl named Agnes, and Agnes is 12 years old. She's going through a lot of teenage angst, or she's going through a lot of tween angst. She hates her name, she hates her family because her family's breaking up, she hates her friends because her friends are leaving her. It just seems like Agnes is really trying to figure herself out. So I'm excited to pick up this one. So the next package that we have right here is a mix mash of all the things that I bought either on Amazon or on Chapters Indigo. And the reason why it's all in one compact box is because it was trash day. It was garbage day. I wanted to get rid of some garbage before the week ended. So that's why I just compiled it into a box. But here we go. So one of the historical romances that I purchased from Amazon has to be Eris Gone Wild by Laura Lee Girk. I don't really know how to say her last name, and I have one of her books on my shelf right now, and but basically this series is a series that I definitely want to get to in the historical romance readathon that I'm hosting, but it's either I'm going to read it before or I'm going to read it during, because I'm really excited to read about this series. Basically, it's about these girls that just don't follow social customs and like they just do wild things. So the next book that I picked up is one of my favorite all-time young adult fiction novels that I did read back when I was just starting to read, which is like the first year of university, where I really actively collected books. It's All the Right Places by Jennifer Naveen, and this is the movie cover edition. This book is actually being transformed into a movie, and the movie's coming out next week on Netflix, and you bet I will be watching that one. Like, move aside To All the Boys, move aside P.S. I Still Love You, because this was my like main bae in terms of YA romances and YA novels. It absolutely broke my heart. I loved it so much. There's just so many quotes that you can pick from it, and it wasn't like too obnoxious for me, so that's why I really enjoyed it. So I'm really happy that I got this edition as well. Plus, I love Elle Fanning. I think she's gorgeous, and I think she's great at acting. So the last book that I got in this package is Don't Date Rosa Santos, and now this was on top of my TBR ever since I went to a Chapters Indigo preview event last year in like the beginning of the year, and this book didn't come out until like the summer-ish, and I just never picked it up because it was still in hardcover edition. Hardcovers are really expensive, so this was like $20, but I bought this for only $13 on Amazon because for some reason they had like this freakish sale. I just absolutely adore the cover. I think it's really gorgeous, and I think it's really pretty, and I think this story is, but don't quote me, but I think this story is about a girl that might have had a curse put on her where she can't have like a successful relationship. Or I could be completely wrong, and you shouldn't take my word for it, because sometimes, read all the times, I forget the synopsis of the books. So now we're moving into our other package, and this package is once again a mix mash of like all the things that I collected from publishers or I bought for myself from Amazon. And the first book that I have to showcase to you is this book right here called The Night Swim. And yes, I do have a bookmark falling out. It's Read It, Rate It, and Review It by St. Martin's Press, which I find very handy and a gentle reminder to people that if you are requesting books and if you are receiving the ARCs, try to do your best to review the books. And that's something that I'm trying to do my best on, especially with keeping connections with my publishers. But enough about that. Let's talk about this book by Megan Golding. And you guys might think, Lisa, this looks like a thriller novel, and you read a lot of romances, and you also read a lot of young adult novels. So why did you request this book? Well, bish, because this book is written by the author that wrote my favorite 2019 and possibly like one of my favorite thrillers called The Escape Room. And I've talked a lot about this in my other recent videos and like my other videos. But if you guys don't know, The Escape Room is basically a financial thriller about these like, I think like at least 4 characters, or if not 5 characters, who somehow get into this room for an HR activity, and they're told that they're gonna have to try escape, and it's gonna just be like a team building exercise. But what they don't realize is that there is no escape room, and that the elevator that was supposed to take them to the escape room is the escape room. And then they're trying to solve the clues hidden inside, try to like leave the elevator without dying, and it was like absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend you to check this book out. So when I noticed that Megan Golding had her book that was coming out in August 2020, and I saw people already receive ARCs of it, I was like, I gotta get it. Like, I gotta get it. Like, I'm so obsessed with her writing. I'm so obsessed with how she tells her stories that I am definitely going to pick this up very soon, way before August 2020. So the next 2 books that I picked up from Amazon itself is like 2 historical romances. And now let me just like backtrack a bit and let me tell you why I bought so many historical romances and why I bought so many Amazon packages. And the reason is because I had like an iffy day at work, and I was like, I deserve it. And then I just started adding things to my cart, and then I just clicked checkout. So that's one of the things I definitely need to work on for myself, that I shouldn't just treat myself to like a stack of books when I'm feeling a little bit upset about my work, and I should properly manage my emotions so that I don't spend a ton of money. But then again, I'm quite happy with the books that I purchased. And these books were fairly cheap, like they're only $7 each, and from their listed price of $8. But anyways, I saved $1 on each of these books. So this one is by an author named Christy Carlisle, and I have a lot of her books, but the problem is that I never read any of them. They sound really interesting. They sound like they're like the historical romances that I do want to read, and that's why I want to pick them up, and that's why I want to own them. But like, I just want to comment on like, so me and Jessica were commenting on the Photoshop skills that are happening for Avon romances, and we're realizing like it kind of looks really bad. I don't know, not to like at like Avon, but like what's up with that? Like, why is the Photoshop skills getting poorer and poorer as we go on through our lives? Because I thought technology was supposed to make it look better. So the next book that I picked up is a YA novel, and one of my 2020 resolutions was to jump back into my YA novels and to read more YA novels, and I'm doing a great job at it, so I'm very proud of myself. And when I saw this on sale for like $6, I was like, why not? It's hardcover, and it was actually one of the books that I really wanted to pick up and read. But when I was at the event where I saw the arc of it, there was very limited amount of arcs, and somebody already took it, so I was just like, okay, I guess I'm never gonna read it. So when I saw it on sale for $6, I was like, maybe this is my chance to finally read it. So the book that I bought is How the Light Gets In by Katie Upperman, and I have to be honest with you, once again, I don't know anything about this book. I picked it up because it was pretty, and I picked it up because everybody was fighting over it on the arc table that like we had. I was like, okay, guess it's good. And it seems like it's going to be the perfect summery read, and that's why I also picked it up, because while it's negative 11 degrees outside here in Toronto, in my head, it's summer. So the last book that I purchased in this box is this tiny little thing. And you're like, Lisa, what the freak? Because this is a paperback novel of like a children's novel. And it's by Robert Munsch. And I don't know if it's Robert Munsch is like universally known, or if he's just like a really popular Canadian author, and then like everybody who is Canadian knows who Robert Munsch is. But basically, I grew up with Robert Munsch, and I love Robert Munsch. Like, I love his stories. Like, they bring so much nostalgia back to me. Like, they just bring me so much joy. And I had like the sense of urgency to revisit back to all the books that I read when I was a child. And I just really wanted an excuse to purchase all of them. But then again, picture books are like $6 each, and I was like, what am I gonna do with like a stack of picture books? This one is about a girl who's obsessed with markers, and she colors her whole entire body with markers, and the parents are like, we don't know how to wash that off. And it just causes like this whole entire mess, and I'm really excited to reread this and to re-fall in love with my childhood. So the next package that we have here is another Amazon package. I kind of already don't know what's inside this one because I never opened up this one, but it's Badly Done, Emma Lee by Leah Marie Brown, and this book was also like, I think like maybe $4 or $5. Like, they're super cheap. Like, I'm never buying full price novels when I'm going on a book buying binge when I'm upset. So I think this novel is extremely cute. It's basically about a girl named Emma Lee, and Emma Lee is rich, she's wealthy, she's doing well for herself, but then what happens is that she loses all her fortunes. Like, her family fortunes is dwindling, and like the investments have gone bad. What happens is that her late aunt actually wrote her in her will and gave her this like village townhouse in this very small town. So she decides to pack up her bags and just go to a village because she wants to live rent free. She wants to save money because she's not making any money. So she goes there, and then she's bored out of her mind, so she decides to be the town matchmaker, and she's causing a lot of chaos, you know, like coupling people, making them fall in love, and it's super sweet and super awesome. But like, what about her? And she's just trying to like make everybody happy, including this one man who seems to be very skeptical of Emma Lee and who like doesn't appreciate it, but also he's secretly harboring a crush for her, and he just wants her to fall in love with him. So it just sounded adorable, and I had to pick it up. So the next package that I received is also from Amazon, and this must be another book that I purchased that is also from Leah Marie Brown. This one's very dented, as you can tell here right now, and literally my friend Jessica would literally have a cow over it. But I'm like unfazed about anything in life anymore. Like, everything has hurt me so much in the past that nothing can hurt me now in terms of books. So the next package I received is once again from Amazon. So as you can tell, I do a lot of my book buying from Amazon, and it's simply because they have a lot of good deals, and also they offer a lot of free ship. But anyways, the book that I purchased is Julie Cross Breaking the Ice, and I believe that this is like a YA hockey romance series that's going on. I think this is like book 2, and I saw book 1, but I wasn't interested in the synopsis of it, and I was just not interested in this book. I was more interested in this one, and plus this one was cheaper. I think this was like $5 once again, and I've read Julie Cross in the past back when I was really addicted to YA, and I really appreciated her romance novels, and I thought they were really decent and they were really good, so that's why I wanted to pick this one back up again. So this book is about a girl. She's super popular. She's like the cheer captain. She is like looking really good, and everybody thinks that she's perfect, but what's really happening is that her grades are slipping or her GPA is falling. You know, things are like not being understood properly. She seems like she's struggling in school, so she needs to have a study partner to really help her with her grades, and it just so happens to be our hockey player, who is very nice. He's very quiet, and he seems like he's a very nerdy type of character, and he's also like a kind of like a bench warmer because there's a lot more better athletes than him, so he just kind of enjoys hockey, but he just watches from the sidelines. And I just think that this romance would be just so cute to read, and I especially love like the whole study partner trope, and I also love like the nerd guy trope as well. You know, intelligence is the new sexy, people, so I'm excited to read this one. So the next package we have here is actually from HarperCollins, and I received this package today, so I don't know what this one is specifically, but I think this one has to do with one of the Bookstagram tours that I am a part of because I did sign up for it. And yes, it is. It is Michelle Major's The Magnolia Sisters, and Michelle Major is actually like a series romance writer for Harlequin. And if you guys don't know what that means, it's basically she writes, I'm like looking at my shows, but basically she writes for special edition. Like she usually writes a lot of special edition novels, and sometimes I think she wrote a couple presents novels. So this is like interesting for her to actually write like a proper full length like mass paperback Harlequin novel. So that's why I'm really excited to read this one, because Michelle Major is actually a very great author to start with if you're new to Harlequin. I think she writes really fantastic stories, and the one novel that I did read from her, which was her debut novel, I cried. Like it was just so emotional and I loved it. So hopefully I'll really enjoy this one as well. So the next package that we have here is also from Harlequin, and I think this is the package that I signed up for their Bookstagram tour mailing thing. So this Bookstagram mailing has to do with around 3 series lines, and it's just basically like kind of like a sampler of like all the series so that you know like which series is good for you. I personally really enjoy Harlequin Presents, and I also really like Harlequin Desires, and I've also purchased quite a few special editions in the past. And I also bought a lot of historical romances from them. I just find that like those are like my 4 go-to genres outside of Harlequin anyways. So I know that like a shorter version of the genre that I do tend to read, I'll enjoy it. But obviously go check it out their website and go see like which genre and which line works best for you. They have basically lines for every single subgenre in romance, so you will find something that you like. So the first book that was included in this package is from the Harlequin Desire line. This line is for like the sexy, luxurious, indulgent series line where basically everybody's kind of really glamorous and everything's more sensual, like as I would like describe it. It's more sexy. But this one's called Secret Air Seduction by Reese Ryan. The next novel that was included in this series is Revolutions of a Secret Princess by Annie West, and this is Harlequin Presents. And now this series is kind of really hard to differentiate between Desire, but I just feel like Harlequin Presents is more dramatic in a way. Like there's a lot more things that are going to happen that kind of slaps you in the face, and it usually involves like a hero that's like super rich or a girl that's super rich, or like both of them being super rich. Like it's just a very glamorous lifestyle as compared to like a Desire novel. And now the last book that was included in this package is from their love inspired series line, and this one's called The Amish Teacher's Dilemma by Patricia Davids. And I don't actually read love inspired, and I don't read Amish romances, but definitely they are very inclusive because they include a lot of the readers who may choose to read it, and they are providing a market for them so that they can buy into their books. So you know what, I'm all up for it, for diversification in terms of romances. So the next package that I received is from Entangled romance. And now this one was interesting because it was sent to me from my PR group, and the PR group actually was kind enough to ask Entangled for me to give me a mass paperback version of Tana Fensky, The 2-Date Rule, and I absolutely love the cover. Entangled Romance has recently come out with publishing, but this one is about a girl who basically doesn't do dates. Like, she only do 2 dates, and she doesn't want to have a serious relationship. And after 2 dates, this man, our main hero, is like in love with her, and he spends the entire novel trying to convince her that he is the right man for her, and that they have something really special going on with each other, and that they should really pursue it. So it sounds really good, and this book actually comes out, I believe, February 28th, so definitely check it out in stores. So the next package I received is actually from Simon Schuster. I'm covering it up right now because I don't want to show my address to people, but basically I requested some books that I really do want to pick up and want to read. So the first book that was sent to me from Simon Schuster is What I Like About You by Marissa Cantor. And now this book is actually part of like an Instagram book tour thing going on, where I believe I'm obligated to actually write a review for the novel and also snap a picture of it on my Instagram. This one, I think it's about a girl who actually owns a book blog, and she's really popular, and I think she does like something with like cupcakes and designs. So I think she designs cupcakes to look like the covers of books that she reads, and it blew up, and she's like super famous, but she's also like low-key about it because she doesn't want people in her high school to know about this. But then she actually has like a secret online crush on this very talented graphic illustrator, and then just so happens that he shows up at her school because like they're the same age, and then now like they fall in love or something, but it sounds super cute. So the next book that I got is definitely one of my most anticipated reads. I didn't even know it was one of my anticipated reads until I actually got it, but this book is called My Summer of Love and Misfortune by Lindsay Wong, and Lindsay Wong is actually a Canadian author, and she's writing a YA romance that involves Asian representation in an Asian girl. And I think you guys are already not new to this, but like I love representation, especially Asian representation, so I'm definitely excited to read this one. This book is about Iris, who is a Chinese American citizen, and she's kind of not having the best summer. So basically what happened is that her boyfriend actually cheated on her, so they obviously broke up. She didn't get into any of the colleges that she applied for, and basically she's kind of stuck. Like, she doesn't really know her identity, she doesn't know who she is, and her parents are worried about her, and her parents suggest that she take a summer trip to Beijing, go back to her home roots, and to go find herself. And there she travels all over the place, she learns more about the culture, learns about her own identity, and she also eats like a lot of food, and it just seems like it's going to be like the perfect summer like romance YA novel that everybody's going to be craving for. So I'm super excited to read this book. This book actually comes out in May 2020. So the last package I have to show you guys is a box filled with Harlequin novels that I purchased myself on Valentine's Day because they had an epic Valentine's Day sale, and I was like, okay, the new March Presents line is out. I'm just going to purchase all of them once again. Basically, what I'm going to do is actually I'm just going to show you the titles once again. I'm not going to talk about the synopsises of the books, and I'm just going to show you all the pretty covers of the books that I got. So the first Harlequin Presents novel that I bought is Demanding His $1 Billion Heir by Pippa Roskell, and Pippa Roskell is a new Harlequin novel writer, at least to me. So she started writing like maybe like a year and a half ago, and I started collecting her novels because I thought like her name sounded really pretty, but I actually never read one book by her, but I own all her books. So there's a fun fact. Then the next novel that I received is Revelations of a Secret Princess by Annie West. And if this sounds familiar, it's because Harlequin already sent me a copy. So now I have duplicates. So welcome. I'm going to probably do a romance giveaway very soon. The next novel that I purchased is kind of different because like the ones that I purchased are all matte covers, but this one's shiny. This one's called The Scandal Behind the Italian's Wedding by Millie Adams, and looks sensual. The next romance that I picked up is Her Boss's One Night Baby by Jenny Lucas, and this one, guess what? I believe she's Asian, and I'm interested now. The next novel that I picked up is The Return of Her Billionaire Husband by Melanie Melbourne, and now she is an author that has been writing for Harlequin for such a long time now, and I've read a lot of her books, and I appreciate her writing, and I enjoyed it, so pick up her books if you want to. The next book that I purchased is Proof of Their Forbidden Night by Chantal Shaw, and girl, look at her dress. The next one that I picked up is The Greek's Duty-Bound Royal Bride by Julie James. Now, Julie James is also an author that wrote a lot of romances for Harlequin already, and I appreciate all of them. I really enjoyed all of them. And plus, I love romances where it deals with royalty. So yeah, that's why I'm picking this one up. And then the last book that I purchased during the sale is Cinderella in the Sicilian's World by Sharon Kendrick. And what's more to say? Sharon Hendrick is also an author that wrote a lot of books for Harlequin as well, and I love her writing, so obviously this is a must-buy for me. Anyways, that is it for all the romances and all the books I received from the publishers and all the books that I bought myself. Clearly, it's like a mix of half and half of like books I received for the publishers, so I'm very grateful for it. And then the other half is me just buying all the books that I want to buy because I got upset one day after work. So please do not follow my example and take care of your wallets, take care of yourself. But until next time, I'll see you guys again and join the readathon. Bye.